The screen flickered, casting eerie shadows across the room. Grainy figures moved in the dim light of the bar, their forms barely distinguishable. Elena's hand tightened around the mug of lukewarm coffee, the ceramic cool against her skin. Her eyes, bloodshot and burning, refused to leave the screen, the strain evident in every blink. Each second ticked by like a hammer blow, heavy and agonizing, echoing in the silence. 3:07 a.m. The timestamp glared at her, a digital indictment, a reminder of her sleepless nights. She rewound the footage again, her finger trembling slightly as she pressed the button. A man, her husband, sat at the bar, his posture relaxed and unguarded. His laughter, usually a sound that warmed her, now sent chills down her spine, a cruel mockery of their past. He threw his head back, his face alive with an easy joy she hadn't seen in months, a joy that seemed foreign now, and across from him, the woman, the reason for his newfound happiness. Elena zoomed in on the woman's face, her heart pounding in her chest. Young, with laughing eyes and hair the color of spun gold, she seemed to radiate light. She leaned towards her husband, their heads close, sharing a joke Elena would never hear. A moment of intimacy that cut deep. Jealousy, sharp and acidic, twisted in her gut, a physical pain she couldn't ignore. Who was this woman who so easily drew out his joy? A joy Elena felt slipping further away with each passing day, leaving her in the shadows. Memories, unwelcome but persistent, flooded her mind. Their wedding day, a day filled with joy and promise. His face open and adoring as he slipped the ring on her finger. The way he looked at her, as if she was his entire world. Their first dance, bodies swaying as one to the music. The melody that seemed to bind their souls together. The birth of their daughter, his eyes shining with tears as he held their child for the first time. A moment of pure, unfiltered emotion. Had that happiness been a lie, a performance for her benefit? She questioned everything she once believed. She shook her head trying to dispel the images. He wouldn't. He couldn't. The man she knew wouldn't betray her. They had built a life together, a foundation of shared dreams and whispered promises, every brick laid with love and trust. But the woman on the screen, her laughter echoing in the silence of Elena's apartment, chipped away at that foundation. Each laugh a hammer blow to her heart. Doubt, like a weed, took root in her mind. It spread, entwining itself around her thoughts. He had been distant lately, withdrawn. His mind seemed miles away, lost in thoughts he wouldn't share. His work consumed him, he said. Long hours at the office, buried in projects and deadlines. Late nights at the office, missed dinners, phone calls whispered in hushed tones. Each missed moment a crack in their relationship. She had tried to be understanding, to believe him. She wanted to trust him, to hold on to the love they had. But the seeds of suspicion, once sown, were quick to grow. They flourished in the fertile ground of her doubt, overshadowing her trust. The woman on the screen threw her head back and laughed again. And in that moment, something shifted for Elena. The laughter, the way she tilted her head, the curve of her smile. It was all so familiar, yet so alien. Like a half-forgotten dream, the pieces began to fall into place. A face from the past, long buried but never truly gone. Hair that had darkened with time, features more defined, but the resemblance was unmistakable. Elena's breath caught in her throat, a cold dread settling in her stomach. It couldn't be. She scrolled through her phone, her fingers trembling until she found the old photograph. A family portrait, faded with time. Her husband, younger, his arms slung around a girl with laughing eyes and hair the color of spun gold. His sister, the sister he claimed had died years ago. 3:10 a.m. The timestamp mocked her, a cruel reminder of the sleepless nights she had endured. Elena's world tilted on its axis. The betrayal, the lies, it was all too much. She felt as if the ground beneath her feet had vanished. Her own husband, the man who vowed to love and cherish her, had been living a lie for years. Every promise he made now felt like a dagger to her heart, and the lie cut deeper than she could have ever imagined. It was a wound that seemed impossible to heal. He had not only betrayed her trust, but also concealed a part of his life, a part that now threatened to unravel everything. The secrets he kept were like poison, slowly seeping into every aspect of their lives. What else was he hiding? The question gnawed at her, refusing to let her rest. What other secrets lurked beneath the surface of their seemingly perfect life? Each revelation felt like a punch to the gut. The woman in the bar, his sister, was not just a stranger. She was a piece of the puzzle that Elena had never known existed. She was a ghost from his past, a living reminder of a life he had tried to erase. A life that now haunted Elena's every thought. And Elena, she was the fool who had believed his every word. She had trusted him blindly, and now she was paying the price. She had built her life on a foundation of lies, and now that foundation was crumbling around her. The walls she had so carefully constructed were falling apart. The weight of his deception pressed down on her, suffocating her. She felt trapped in a nightmare from which there was no escape. The front door clicked open, and Elena quickly closed her laptop. Her husband walked in, his face etched with exhaustion. He smiled at her, but it didn't reach his eyes. Not anymore. Not now that she knew the truth. "You're up late," he said, his voice raspy. She met his gaze, her own a mixture of anger and heartbreak. "I could say the same about you." He stiffened, his eyes darting to the closed laptop. "Was someone here?" "No," Elena said, her voice deceptively calm. "Just me and a ghost from the past." He froze, his face paling. The silence stretched between them, thick with unspoken accusations and the crushing weight of shattered trust. And in that silence, Elena knew that their life, as they knew it, was over.